Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's Software Success. I'm Ashley Jones from Designs and Machine Embroidery. And as always, excited to be here and be talking about software. So today we've got a fun topic that's related to our pets, or maybe it is a gift that you want to make that includes someone else's pet. So over there in the chat, tell me if you haven't already where you're watching from. And also tell me about your pets. I see a couple of people have already piped in and mentioned their pets. And so I just wanted to point that out. And so Star says, good afternoon. And I'm really into my dog. I'm excited to see how to do this. So you're going to be, I think, excited, Star, to see what you can do. And Laura Parks, thanks for joining, Laura. She says that her fur baby is a Boston Terrier and it's a rare silver and white coat. That is super cool, Laura. And so maybe you can incorporate your rare coloring for your Boston Terrier and create your fur baby. So that's awesome. So, and I see everybody is telling where they're watching from. So we've got Susan from Alabama. Thanks for joining. Chris from sunny Idaho in Yarnminder. So my money is on will need to buy software. Well, the pets, yes, are in our Pet Emoji software. And so this is really an easy software that just has all of those pet faces in it to incorporate. But you could always use, if you have a software program, you could always use an image and you could trace to digitize. If you've watched any of our PEP or other programs, then we should talk how to do that. So, but hey, us here at Dime, we love our software. It makes our lives easier. Thanks for joining, Dawn. Good to see you here. And Linda Johnson. So thank you for joining again. So good to see all the familiar names. Joanne Banco, thanks for joining from Let's Go Sew. It's good to see you here. And so tell me too, while you're responding over here, do you have cats or dogs or both? Tell us that over there. So she said that Linda Johnson says, my friend raises service dogs, search and rescue. That is super cool. I am a pet lover, and there would be nothing more exciting to it be your job to work with them. So you get to be with them every day. So that's super cool. So hi from Orlando, 2 Dalmatians. How cute. I love Dalmatians. So such fun dogs, lots of energy for sure. So April Taylor, thanks for joining from Australia. So good to have you here. Marianne Luke says that she's from Indiana and she has 5 very cute Havanese and a solid black German Shepherd. Ooh, that's so cool. So I love hearing about everybody's fur babies. Irish setters, Cindy says, cats, dogs, and horses. Colleen says, I agree, love horses too. Irish setters from Cindy. So yeah, I agree. So cats and service dog, Pam says. So yeah, our pets are definitely part of our family, right? So my friend Eileen Reichert says cats and dogs. So she said her dad was a veterinarian. Oh, I bet they had lots of sweet animals at home. So a poodle mix. Thanks, Catherine. So love that. I definitely think that our pets are part of our family, but whether you're making something for you or if it is for maybe a friend, this is the gift giving season, right? And so it's always nice to make gifts personalized to your recipient because it means so much more, I think, whenever you've given them something that's so personal. And that's what we love about our embroidery. And so today we're going to be using My Pet Emoji to show you how you can customize your the built-in designs for making it look like the pet that you're trying to replicate. So whether it's yours or like I said, maybe a friend's that you're trying to replicate. So and then Facebook user, I don't see a name, but she says she's got 4 grand kittens and a grand husky. That's so cute. My mom used to call my dogs her grand fur babies as well. So a black lab, Great Pyrenees, and a domestic long hair cat. Oh gosh, beautiful. Love seeing all of these animals. So German Shepherd, Australian Cattle Dog mix, and a Blue Heeler. So another full of energy dog. So rescue dog, Connie is an Australian cattle dog mix. So very cool. Yellow Lab. I'm seeing lots of dogs. So I'm actually surprised. I would have expected to see more cats, but we're going to talk about both. So, okay. So here are some pictures of some different things. So we're going to be talking about My Pet Emoji software because that's what we're here for, right? Is my, in the software success, we talk about one of Dime's software programs. Now, this program has in it already hundreds of cats and dogs. So you've got over 100 dog breed options and over 50 cat options as well. All of these are raw edge applique, but if you don't want applique and you have another software, you certainly could convert it to a different type of stitch. But for My Pet Emoji, it is all raw edge applique, but you can design it and then of course stitch it. So here's an example. So this is a friend's cute little Frenchie that I created these little patches and put on the toe of these shoes. And so I use similar coloring for my fabric choices because this is raw edge applique. And you can see the design there. It's all run stitches because it's raw edge applique. But if you do have another program, you can use these particular built-in pets and then convert them to another type of stitching. This, for instance, so this is Buzz McCarthy. You guys know Aine McCarthy, one of our educators here, and she created Buzz and then turned Buzz into a fill stitch design. So you can see there in the background that's not open like an applique. She actually converted it to a fill stitch using her Perfect Embroidery Pro software. Now, you guys know if you have multiple pieces of software, they work well together. So the face and the shape and all of the detail here for Buzz came from Pet Emoji, but it is her Perfect Embroidery Pro that allowed her to add that fill stitch there for the design. So I thought that was such a great example there for Buzz. So, and then Aine says she's here. She said, "There's my kitty." And so, yes, Buzz. So Buzz McCarthy. Everybody was introduced. So also, this is another example from Aine. So I think she calls this her Catic window for that cute little quilt or wall hanging there. So where she created 4 different cat's faces. Now, those could just be cat's faces that you love, or maybe it is specific for your pets. So you could use these in a lot of different scenarios. So this is also to the right there. That was just a cat's face that I loved that I stitched and turned it into a little key fob. And then notice I didn't put any fabric. I just stitched just the run stitch like a raw edge or just a run stitch like a just a run stitch design. Same thing I did there with that cute little dog in the bottom right. I did, and then you could see the colored glasses over top. So it's just, black, no fabric, and then the glasses really pop. And then I also love to make a placemat for pets' dishes and give as a gift. I did this cute little Dalmatian here with the Bon Appetit, and then also this little bib. The text is from my Perfect Embroidery Pro, or your Word Art and Stitches also has your built-in text, and I used then the pet from My Pet Emoji. And the same thing for our cats. You can see I have the cat's face and just the black outline without putting any fabric. And then the colored glasses there, I used HTV. You guys have heard us talk about that most likely, using that in your embroidery. And then for the cat, cute little dish placemat, or I put that cute little cat face there. And the text is actually from my Perfect Embroidery Pro again. And then the hand towel there in the center, I was playing with the different eyes on the cat, and those eyes looked really big, like it was like, oh my goodness, scared. And so then I just put that text that curiosity killed what? And so I thought that was a super cute example. But these pets you can create and put on a variety of things. Since they're raw edge applique, you could virtually stitch them on anything that you wanted to because they're very low in stitch count. So even like your knits, like you see here, here. I also have made these coasters, fabric coasters in these different colors as well. And so we're going to see how to make each of those. But I wanted to give you guys some examples of, this is just the design that we're creating. And of course, you can put it on so many different things. So you can also tell me in the chat what you plan to make with the pet design that you create. But let's head over into the software and take a look at how we can make this happen. So I am inside of my Pet Emoji. The things that I'm going to show you today are only using the Pet Emoji software. I try to keep to show you today. But remember, if you have other dime pieces, you can even do more with these designs. And maybe I'll give you a little snippet of that at the end. And if you have questions, of course, along the way, make sure you I do try to answer every single question. And so make sure if you've got any, ask over there in the chat. And so first, to get started with My Pet Emoji, you can click on this paw print. And this is the wizard that is going to create the design for us. Okay, so when we open up our Pet Emoji wizard, then that I've got these options up here at the top. So first, select from dogs or cats. I'm going to start with dog, and then we'll go over and see some things with the cats. You have the option for face, the shape, which is the overall shape. You can change the nose. You can change the shape of the eyes, and there's a really long list here, and we're going to play with that. You can add eyebrows if it looks like you need to. One of my favorite things is to add glasses. And then we also have a couple of clothes. So we've got bow ties or hair bows, and also some hats that you can add. So let's start with the face, and then we'll talk about what we can do with each one of these. So I'm going to go back to the shape here. So I'm selected dog, face, and shape. And that gives me my list of all of our pets here. So, and when we click on each one, you can see it changes. Now, these are not exact breeds, but a lot of them are. But what you're going to do is you're going to find the pet that's closest to what pet you are trying to duplicate, and then we can make adjustments for that as well. So really cute examples. I love the bulldogs, all the wrinkles, just absolutely adorable. So here, we'll start with this one. These were the little Frenchy face that was on the toe of the shoes that I created. And now the Frenchy face was good, but I wanted to change the eyes and the nose. So let's go over to the nose, and you just click on these different noses. And actually that one was like perfect right away. But then you can choose the different shapes of the noses by clicking on each of these examples here. So you find the one that's closest to that shape. I actually also like that one as well for the shape. And then you're going to just leave that there once you find the shape that you want. So then I'm going to go back over here to the eyes and choose eyes. So I've got now eyes and the eyes radio button selected, and then I can click on these different eye shapes here, and there's a really long list. Now those are open because of certain dog eyes look like they're very close to their nose, and actually might be a really good example. But down here at the bottom, right above my buttons, I've got all of these different arrows and things, so I can make them larger or smaller by clicking here. I can move them left or right, or I could put them either closer together and further apart. So actually, let me move them back right before I start doing that. So I'm going to center them back and then move them closer together, just like that. So you've got lots of different options that you can do. And I'm going to show you these colored eyes here too that we're going to see here in just a bit. But just click through the eyes that you want. And then I'm also going to show you how you can rotate these, even though that's not an option down here. So you can move them closer together or further apart, and you can also move them up and down. So just like that. And then okay. Okay. So for this particular dog, that's all I'm going to change is just the nose and the eyes. And we're going to progress and do more options. And then I'm going to say, okay, here. And now I have my dog. If I like the way it looks, all I need to do is save it and then head to my embroidery machine. So remember to save from any dime software, you're going to go up to your file and then click save as. If you've already saved it once and it has a name, you can click save. But for the first time, you want to click save as. And then we're going to give this a name. I'm going to call this our Frenchie. Um, and make sure at first you're going to leave it as a C2S. And when you're ready to go to your embroidery machine, we're going to choose our format for our embroidery machine. But I always like to save it as my C2S file. And I'm just going to put that on my desktop for now and then click save. Okay. Now I could go ahead and save this as my machine format and then head to my machine if I want to. But let's talk about what you can do. So this is all grouped together. Now this is the same for any dime software. If we ungroup it, we can actually access those individual pieces. So I'm going to click my ungroup option up here on my toolbar. And now what it does over here in my sequence view is it separates out each object. So as I click down through them, you can see that the area that is selected is what I'm clicking on. So there's the front, the nose, the muzzle area, all the way down to the actual nose. Now for the eyes, what I wanted to show you is if you add the eyes and you actually really want them rotated, once you add to the workspace, whoops, I accidentally moved that one. So I'm going to do my undo. I use that key a lot. And so there we go, put that back. And then I'm just going to click and drag a box around the eye there, and then I can rotate that just slightly. So you can make edits, and then I certainly could move those closer if I want. You can also select both of them, use your alignment tools, but you want to make sure that they're when you do that. So if I choose to group that eye, group this eye, okay, then I can use my alignment tools here just to make sure that they're even. Okay. Now, if it was not grouped, let's watch what would happen. I'm going to ungroup this right eye, and then I'm going to select the right eye and the left eye. And now if I use my alignment here, you can see that it's moving individual pieces of the eye, which in this case it moved so that it looks like the dog's looking up, which is not horrible, but sometimes it makes a mess of the eye. So we want to group that together to make that stay exactly as is. So I'm going to do my undo. And then now I can group that back together and make sure that it's all lined up. Okay. So that's what your group and ungroup is doing for you, is making sure that everything that you have selected stays together. Okay. Because now I can select these individual pieces, but super cute and easy, right? So, and I think that's adorable. That looks really, really cute there. And now if we watch our slow redraw, nearly every dime program has this slow redraw, which is our stitch simulator. You can see that the colors that are actually part of the design, it's simulating your fabric. So if we watch this stitch out, you get a placement and a tack down, and you can see that it's all raw edge. And then you've got all of these details that are starting to stitch: the ears, the muzzle, the nose area, the space between the eyes, things like that. So that is all raw edge applique. Now toward the end, I'll show you how if you do have another dime program, I'll show you how you can use that to convert it to a different type of stitch. So, but let's do another page here and do another one. I'm going to go over, and this time let's choose cats. And we can see that we've got lots of options here for different cat faces. So again, you're going to click down. This is actually one of my favorites. I love this. And you're going to choose which one looks the most like the cat you're trying to create, or whichever one you like. If you're just creating some fun random designs, this is the one that I put on my towel with the curiosity did what. And so these eyes to me looked like they were like really big and scared. But there were even more. As I clicked through here, there were some of them that were even larger that looked like um, were kind of scared eyes. So I just chose the one that looked like that and then saved it to stitch out. Now, notice under these, as I scroll down, some of them have a different color iris, which I absolutely love. And I'll show you what I've done with that before as well. And so we can choose our eyes here, and I'll just leave those. I think those are cute. And then notice I have all of these same shapes down below here. Now, if I go over to glasses, it will let us add glasses to our pet as well, all these different fun shapes. And even sunglasses, these have some lines that run through them to look like shades. So you can add sunglasses as well. But you just choose the shape of the frame that you like. And then again, you can resize it with these options here. So let's see what else we've got. I mean, there's so many options. And the glasses are my favorite. Now, one thing I like to do with the glasses is when I resize them, I like for the edge to go right to the edge of the fur. And this is just me personally. And so we can resize those larger just like that. And I think that looks cute. And so we can go and add also, we've got glasses, eyes, and then under the face, we can change the nose shape if we want to. So you could choose different shaped nose to make sure that it looks like your kitty or the your friends or whoever's you're creating. So I kind of like that one. So and then I say okay. And there you go. So isn't that just cute? And now if you want to change the color, so ungroup it again, and I can select my glasses here and then change the color, or I can change the color down below. The color chip number 10 is the same color as my glasses. So I can either select another color that's in my color palette here. Like if I wanted those to be pink, I could just right mouse click on the other color just like that. There's the blue. I think the blue looks really nice with the eyes. Or I can add by clicking the plus sign, it'll add an additional color. I can change that to a completely different color. So let's do something, let's do green. And I'm going to do a right mouse click with the glasses selected. So go over here and select my glasses and then right mouse click to change the color. So really easy and simple to do. And then now this, again, it's raw edge applique. So each of these, it's asking for a piece of fabric. And I can see lots of fun things with these pets. You could use faux fur for some of these appliques, which would make a beautiful pet. You could use other fabrics with textures, fleece, flannel. You could use the HTV that you guys have seen us working with, the poly twill or the HTV that is the oh my gosh, I'm losing my train of thought here. So HTV that is the it has kind of that suede texture there for doing the pets, which I think would be really cute. So that is the most simple way to create the pets. Now let's see if we have any questions that we can address, and then we're going to go a little bit deeper dive into other things that you can do as well. So let me scroll back here and see what questions we might have. And so Cindy Anton says would be neat to do a cat ornament with their name. That is a really good good thing that you can do. And so let's see here what else we got. So Sheila says, yep. So she has the longest fur on her tail, and she talks to me. So I think she's talking about what her cat's doing. And I know Joanne has some fur babies as well. Joanne Banco, right? So let's see what else we got here. So curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought him back. So I love that. Donna, that's a good saying. So very cute. Hey, thanks for joining Jill and Stephanie, both from Tennessee. So appreciate you guys being here. And then Laura says, what do you use for the applique? So, and I was just saying that as well, Laura. So you can use Any of your quilting cottons would be fine. If you don't want it to fray, I would maybe iron on a fusible web on the back. We use our Fuse Me for that, but you could use a faux fur fabric. You could use flannel. You could use maybe even fleece to give it some texture. And the HTV that we're using in our applique from Caesar is the Strip Flock Pro that has kind of a suede texture, and it's really awesome for the pets as well. So there's many different things that you could use, any fabric that you wanted to use in your design, just like you would be doing an applique. So, and then Jean Siebert says, what happening to the sound? So it may be my internet connection, Jean, I'm sorry, but hopefully it's back and better, and I apologize for that. If you need me to repeat something, just definitely ask and I'll make sure to do that. So when we're live, we depend so much on the connection for it to be perfect as well. So, and then Laura says, what about size? Can you enlarge or make them smaller? Yes, you can. And that's a great question. And I'll show you that whenever I head back over. So we're going to talk about resizing. And then Rain, yes, whenever I lost my train of thought, Rain says strip flock. Yes, that's exactly it. The HTV that has kind of a suede texture is really good to use for these pets because it has that fur kind of feel. So I love that. And then Linda says the sound is broken up and distorted. So hopefully, so you guys tell me if it's better. Hopefully it is getting better here. So maybe it was just a little blimp there. And so let's talk about size. Okay, so now that I'm back over here in my software, so if I select my pet, yes, you can resize any of these designs. So the software does recalculate the stitches, and plus it's coming right from this software, which makes it really easy to change the size. So I'm going to select everything by clicking and dragging a box around it, and then go over here to my transform, and I can actually enter an exact size. So if you need your cat's face to say fit into your 4x4, I would probably put it maybe like a 3.85 because our 4.4x4 hoop is a 3.9. Click apply and it does the work for me. You could also use these handles that are around the edge. So the top and the bottom is going to resize it so that it's taller without adjusting the width. And the same thing, this will resize the width without affecting height. But the corner boxes is going to resize everything proportionally. So you can also do that right on the screen. So really easy to do. So let's go back and do another one of these and see what else we can do and how else we can edit. So Stephanie says, what software am I using? My Pet Emoji is the name of the software that I'm using today. And so My Pet Emoji, it's a program by Dime. It installs on your computer. And what I'm doing, I'm only using this software at this point, only using My Pet Emoji at this point. Okay, so let's go do another one and then take it a little bit further. So again, super simple. I'm going to go back into my wizard here. And then for this one, I'm going to scroll all the way down and choose this guy here that looks like a Dalmatian. And we're going to do some different edits. So remember, these little options down here will edit your design for you. So let's say that you want it to be a little thinner. You can adjust this narrower, just like that, or larger, just like that. And so really it depends on you. And then now let's go to the nose and select, what type of nose you want. So I think that one looks cute there. And then I'm going to go to the eyes, and I'm going to start with my eyes and choose the shape of the eyes that I want. And if I scroll down, I clicked something too fast here. So let's see. Let's get it caught up. There we go. If I scroll down, you can see there's lots of other options there. Very cute. Oh, talk about some puppy dog eyes right here, right? So choose the eyes that you like. And again, you can certainly move them closer or further apart, or left or right, up and down, whichever works for the pet that you're creating. So I think that looks really cute there. Oh, I like those little eyes. So I think I'm going to go with those. And then let's go over. Do we want any eyebrows? You can add those as well. And for this guy, I actually did use these eyebrows here. And I'm going to show you whenever we have all of these adjustments. Look how many more adjustments I get with the eyebrows. So if I want them to be straight, if I want one to be up and one to be down, like they're, sometimes look at us, or I can adjust both of them up or both of them down. And each time I click it, it does it a little bit more. I can move them closer together, further apart. Now, since we're kind of angled here, I'll show you again, we can ungroup to adjust these. So I'm just going to kind of scooch those up a bit. And then let's head over. We can add some glasses if we want. And again, those can be resized or moved left to right. I love the glasses, and I'm just going to stop it right at its ears so it looks like the legs go under the ears there. And then for the clothes, so you've got the option of a hat. So you can do ball cap or like a cowboy hat, top hat, lots of cute little options. And I'm going to say no to the hat. And then for the bow, now these bows are hair bows, but you can also move them once you get on the screen. So I can move them up and down here, but it will only go so far. It won't let me move it all the way down to the neckline so that it's like a bow tie. So I'm just going to leave it up there, and then we're going to move it when it gets on the screen. So I'm going to say, okay. And then let's ungroup it again. And I'm going to select just the bow. So if I go over here in my sequence view, it'll allow me to select, hold down your control key and select all the parts of the bow. And then you can move that down just like that. And maybe even group them together so that if you need to move it again, it's all put together. So, and I'm actually going to rotate it just slightly since it's kind of offset there. So, and I think that looks pretty cute. And then for the glasses, I'm going to change those from the purple to a red. So if I click on the red or the number 13 purple color chip, it opens up my color palette and I can choose a different color. And then there we go. So isn't that cute? Now let's take this one a step further. Let's say that you want a spot up here on the forehead. I'm going to select one. We'll do this one here, and I'm going to copy it, paste it, and then it pastes right on top, and I'm just going to slide it out of the way. Now, what I'm about to show you is actually something that works in every dime software. So even if you do not have Pet Emoji, the resize options here, we've already talked about it, but I want to talk about these diamond shapes here. So we've talked about how the resize works. We can resize taller or wider without affecting the opposite direction. But these two here, these diamonds, those are the skew. So you can see here I can skew this both vertically and horizontally to make a completely different shape. So that's a really fun thing to do. And that actually works in other dime program with other shapes, not just our little spot here. And I'm just going to move that and kind of have it up here. And maybe let's flip it. So I'm going to flip it so that it's flipped around the other way. And I'm just going to line it up here with the top of the head. So it looks like it's going over the top of the head. So you can edit these just by copying and pasting and using those features. So isn't that cute? So really fun and simple. Again, you can save this when you're ready to stitch it. Now, the one thing I want to point out is once you add it to your workspace, you cannot go back in and pick up where you left off. You can only start another one when you click on the wizard. So before you click OK, then make sure you've at least got the things that you want. But if you decide you want to change, let's say the eyes, but you like everything else, you could go in here and then choose any pet, choose different eyes, click OK. And now we've got two dogs on the screen, and I'm going to ungroup this one. And I could use these eyes here. So I'm just going to take the rest of this dog here and just delete my pieces so that I can just get the eyes just like that. Delete the nose. And all I'm doing is clicking on it and saying delete because it was overlapping the eyes. So I couldn't just delete separately. So now I'm left with just my eyes. And now here I can delete these. I could also drag a box around them. You can go over here and lock these over on the other side to make sure you don't accidentally select them. That's another option here. So if we lock everything or if we select our parts and pieces from our eyes here, just like this, we could delete them all at once. There's numerous ways to delete things, select things, use your sequence view, click on it right on the screen, whatever works for you. So now I'm going to group these so it's easier for me to work with. And I could put those right into position. So if you have added your dog to the screen and you decide, oh my goodness, I really want different eyes, then that's an easy way that you can go in and add that back. And then the next thing that I want to show you is deleting some of the coloring. So let's go over. I'm going to start a new workspace again. So I'm just going to click new, and then I'm going to click to start a new pet here. And then let's go to the cats. And now the one thing I haven't talked about is this random button here. When you click random, it randomly combines a different nose shape, a different eye with the face shape. So you could sit here and click through random until you get a pet that you like and just add it to your workspace. So that's entirely up to you what you want to do. Isn't that cute? I could just look at them all day long. So they are adorable. But now for this one, let me choose a pet that has multiple colors. And actually, this is a really good one right here. And then I'm fine with the eyes and the nose. And then I'm just going to say okay, because I wanted to show you how you can change some of the coloring. So these colors here, the black, the brown, and the white here, and the pink of the ears, that is layered fabric to give you the coloring of this particular cat. But say the cat that you're trying to create, you don't want this black mask, you could then delete that. So again, your key is to ungroup it so that you can select these different pieces. And so you can click right on the screen and it will select it, and you can press the delete on your keyboard. Now, when I'm deleting this, I'm going to do it again. That is the placement and the tack down stitch, and then another run stitch that I'm getting. So if I want all of it gone, I need to press delete on that 3 different times. So you can edit the design right on the screen by removing some of those parts and pieces. And as you know, the ears here, even though they're black, you're going to put whatever color fabric you want. So it doesn't have to necessarily be that particular color. So, but isn't that adorable? Oh, I just love this. I wish that we had pictures so that you can show me your pets. So I would love to see that. So, okay, I see a couple of questions popping up. So let me answer those and then we'll go on to a couple of more things. So, Stephanie, we already said we're using My Pet Emoji. And then, can you use this with patches? Yes, you absolutely can. So if you have the patch and applique maker, Donna, then all the features are merged into one in your embroidery tool shed. So you could just use them back and forth. And I'll show you that in just a bit. Or if you don't have patch and applique and you want to use another software, you could save this into a format that your other software reads and bring it in there. So yeah, lots of different ways to do that. So can you add, remove, or reshape the spots? So yes, so that's what I think that you're asking whenever I was showing like the Dalmatian puppy, where I copied, pasted, and reshaped. If you want a shape that's not there, then My Pet Emoji does not have the capability of drawing and creating new shapes. So either find a shape from another pet that's already in there and copy it like I did the eyes, or if you have another program that would allow you to, but you can certainly use the shapes that were already, the spots that were already on there, and copy and paste and reshape those like you just saw me do. So that's a very good question. So do they have bandanas? Oh, they don't. Cindy, that would be a great one to add a bandana. But if you have another program, you could draw that triangle shape of a bandana, certainly, to add that underneath the chin of the pet. That's actually a great idea. I love that. And then can you make a heart? So Sandra, in My Pet Emoji, it has no drawing tools whatsoever. So if you have another program that will allow you to make a heart shape, then you can use that. Any like our Perfect Embroidery Pro will do it, and a lot of our other programs, Patch and Applique Maker, My Quilt Embellisher, have drawing tools in them. So a lot of our pieces, cut and stitch, you can draw a heart shape really easily and incorporate it. Or if you have another program, or if you have a heart shape from that's just another design. You could do that and bring that into this by merging in that design here as well. So that's a really good question. And then Joanne says, "What is Fuse Me?" So Fuse Me is our exquisite fusible web. Exquisite is our stabilizer brand that we have here at Dime, and it is a um, uh, fusible web on both sides. So you would bond it to the back of your fabric, and it not only makes it able to be bonded to another piece of fabric, but also it does prevent most all of the fraying as well. So, and then Facebook user says, "Joining late, do you have a cute poodle?" So there are some pets in there. They're not specifically labeled breeds, but yes, there is some pets in there that I do think the dog that looks like poodles, certainly, and we'll look at that. Let's go back in here and take a look, since we've, I think, answered all of those questions. So if I go back into the pets and the dogs here, and we just click down some of them. So let's just see here what might look like our poodle. That one right there, I think, looks like a poodle to me. Uh, that face. So there's that one. And which this shaggy dog kind of look actually brings up another really good point. So some dogs have such a shaggy, hair on their face that they might not even have you might not be able to see their eyes. So like this one, for instance, so if I go to eyes and I scroll all the way down, I can say none, which I think is very appropriate for this particular dog here, because his hair is covering his eyes. And so it really just depends on, that look that you're going for. And so if we go back here, one thing that I did do with the Australian Shepherd, which I think is super cute, is I chose an eye here that had a colored iris, and I changed one to blue and one to brown. I see that a lot in certain dog breeds where they have two different color eyes, which I think is super cool to do. So, okay, so let's go over. I'm going to show you if you do have other Dime programs. I'm going to show you what you can do here. And so let me go to, one last thing too I didn't show you. I'll show you whenever I select this one. So let me choose a cat here. I love this cat face right here. So I'm going to choose this one, and I'm going to say, okay. And you can also add frames. So that was one thing I forgot to mention too. So you've got this icon here right next to the paw print, and these are just decorative frames. So this would make it look like a photograph. You could put fabric in there so it looks like a little Polaroid, just like that. And so I'm going to delete that one. But there's also decorative frames too that you could put around them, things like that. So you can add some of those built-in frames also. But let's talk about if you have other Dime software. Okay, so now what I'm about to show you is if you have other programs from Dime. So right now I've got my cat face from My Pet Emoji. Okay, so that's what that is from. But my Perfect Embroidery Pro has the ability to change to a lot of different stitch types. So if I select and ungroup again so that I can select the different pieces, and then I'm going to select just this brown part here of this colored side of their face. And then I can click here on the fill stitch option. And you can see how now that's fill stitches rather than the applique. And so for the black part here, one of my favorite ones is like this wave stitch here. And let me do an undo. And I'm going to go over here and choose this black. It's just the 3 layers for the applique. And then I'm going to go back over here and choose my wave stitch. And you can see that converts it to that kind of a wave stitch. Kind of looks like those sketch designs a little bit. So if you have other Dime programs, you can change the stitch type here for your cat. So, or dog, either one, it doesn't matter. So I can make this entire thing a fill stitch design. And again, we can resize this and make it smaller, larger, whatever you prefer. So what I did with a lot of mine, you can see the fill stitches close up now, but the eyes are applique. And I definitely liked changing those to the fill stitches. And it just, depends on the look that you're going for. You could do a lot of different different types of stitches. So if you have other programs, so the fill stitch is only in Perfect Embroidery Pro. So I was able to convert that run stitch applique to a fill stitch by selecting those different stitches. So isn't that cool? And now that I'm in using my other features, my other dime software have artwork tools. So if I go to my shopping cart, and now I'm going to make my tool shed the default, okay? And then I'm going to start a new workspace here. So now I'm inside of my embroidery tool shed. If you have Perfect Embroidery Pro and the pet emoji, you'll see that little pet paw show up over here. So now I can leave my tool shed as the default and click the paw shape, and it's going to bring up my my pet here. So I'm just going to go to the cat really quickly, and let's just do a random one here, and then I think that one is good. That one looks like it's giving me a scowl a little bit, but how cute is that, right? And so I can actually now use my features from my other software. So in Perfect Embroidery Pro, My Quilt Embellisher, My Block Piecer, My Fabric Designer, we've got these artwork tools, and I can draw that heart shape that somebody mentioned. So My Pet Emoji does not have the ability to draw the heart shape, but other dime software do. So you can certainly draw a heart shape and put that around. And because I have Perfect Embroidery Pro, I could even make that an applique. I'm going to go over here and click the add button, change the color of my heart by doing a right mouse click, making it red. And so many different things that you could do, right? And that could be applique fabric behind there. And then we've got our applique cat. If you don't want to put any fabric, it could be that cute little run stitch design, just like I used in several of my examples. So isn't that adorable? So I love that. So you can customize the pets to look like your pet or friend's pet, or just choose the pets and stitch them. So Barbara says, can you use the pet emoji software with other embroidery software? Yes. So if you have pet emoji software, Barbara, if you save your design in the format that your other software will read, which most other software will read all machine formats. So if you do file, save as, and you choose from this list, you can save this to any of these formats and then take that into another embroidery software. So yeah, that's a possibility too. Really, another really good question. If you've got questions, make sure that you ask them over there in the chat so that I can answer them before we get going. And so before we do go, I just wanted to remind everyone, make sure that you do subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can watch the replay of all of the Software Success, as well as our Between Friends that Eileen is on every Thursday, those live presentations. So you can rewatch those. Also, you'll be notified when we do go live. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also like and follow us on Facebook. And if you're unsure of how to do that, here's a short little video to help you subscribe and follow.
In this video, we'll show you how to subscribe to a YouTube channel and follow a Facebook page. Let's start with YouTube. First, open your web browser and navigate to youtube.com. Once you're on your home page, search for Designs in Machine Embroidery in the search bar at the top of the screen. Click on it and go to the channel page. Once on the channel page, click the subscribe button. And that's it. You're now subscribed to the channel. Now, let's move on to Facebook. Once you're on your home page, search for Designs in Machine Embroidery in the search bar at the top of the screen. When you find the page you want to follow, click on it and go to the page. Once on the page, click the three dots on the right side and select the follow button. And that's it. Now you're following the page. Thanks for watching.
So make sure you go and do that so you're notified of all of our live presentations coming up. So that is all I have on My Pet Emoji software today. So hopefully you learned some new techniques. Like I said, as you know, some of those things you can do in your other dime software, but the faces come from the My Pet Emoji software. Now, this is our last for success of 2023. Can you guys believe that? So I will be back with you after the new year, and the first Tuesday of January is the 2nd. So right after New Year, I will be back with you guys for another software success in the new year. And so until I see you then, I want to say happy holidays, everyone. Be safe, and thank you so much for joining. If you are interested in pet emoji, then you can check that out on our site, or also check with your local dime dealer. So until next time, thank you all for being